Hello again. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Visual Studio Code if you are unable to install Visual Studio 2022 or Community Edition. And Visual Studio Code is more or less like a lightweight application or IDE, an integrated development environment where you can set up your workspace, create a new project, write your code, run and debug the application, then explore more features. So Visual Studio Code is more or less like a lightweight. In fact, it's less than 200 MB. So let's get started and install the Visual Studio Code. To install Visual Studio Code, all you have to do is go to Google and search for let's say Visual Studio Code, or you can go to code.visualstudio.com. This is code.visualstudio.com. And okay, so you can download it from here. So we have a new version which is 1.8.1.89, and there are a lot of physics on this. You can decide to download. You can, if you're using Mac or Windows or Linux, unlike Visual Studio 2022, which is basically for Windows operating system, Visual Studio Code works on Mac OS, on Linux, depending on the operating system you are using. So if you are using Mac OS, simply install the one for Mac. But I'm using the Windows. I'm going to select Windows and download it. So it's pretty much easy to use. Just go to download section and download your Visual Studio. Let me click on direct download. Then, as you can see, that the size is pretty much small. So let me put it inside this guy. So let me put it here and click on download. I'll double click this and accept, and click on next. And you can decide to create a shortcut. You can decide to add to code and all that. But I prefer to create a shortcut for it. So I'll click on next and simply install. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is to launch Visual Studio Code. I'm going to click on finish to launch it. Of course, need to check that on. And we now have Visual Studio Code installed. So these are April 2024 release. And welcome to April 24. You can go through the release notes to know what is up. GitHub Copilot has been added and things like that. Alright, so for you to set up your Visual Studio Code to be ready for ASP.NET environment, the very first thing to do is to go to extension and install it. Although I've configured everything for myself, however, I think it is very, very important for you to know some of the things that you need to install. So you can decide to search. You can go to extensions here, and you need to install everything one by one, all by yourself. That is why it's called lightweight. Unlike Visual Studio Code, that everything has been installed, everything that you ever need to write a scalable application has been installed. Why selecting it during registration? During installation. So for me to do that, you just simply go to C# and select C#.NET, this official one. You select it and you install. You click on I have already installed it. If it's not yet installed, you click on install. Then you select C# base language and click on install. So this to C#. Then there are other things you need to install too. You need to install those are two major things if you want to develop a web application, .NET application. You need to install that. Then the next thing you need to install, so what I will do basically, I'll go to my installed packages. So I will be able to list all the packages that you need to install. Currently I've installed 27 packages for my application to work effortless, because I run Python, I develop Python, JavaScript, Node. I really have to install all of those things for this to work out. So let me go to, instead of going to install the apps, I will go to this guy and search for, you can install anything. You can install Java. Can you see now you have Java, Maven for Java. You can install it. You can install JavaScript. Let's search for JavaScript and install it. So this is JavaScript now. And before you install anything, make sure you check the download, the install number of installation, because most of the time when you see large installation, you know that they have a lot of support, and they can easily quickly report bug fixes and they fix it. So I'm not saying the ones that doesn't have enough downloads that you should not use it. That's not what I'm trying to say, but for the most part, try as much as possible to use the one that are relevant, depending on what you want to do. So for me, I need JavaScript ES6. So I'm going to click on install, and it's going to install it for me. And of course, I need Prettier standard. Okay, I've already installed Prettier. So for this Prettier, I have Prettier installed already, and I can do that and install Prettier. Not only that, if I want to install anything, Node and every other thing, maybe I want to install Golang for Google, I can easily install Golang. I want to install Copilot. Let me search for Copilot, and install Copilot. Because I already have it installed, that is why it's showing like this. So in the next video, we'll start working with Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to create our first code, then we'll pick it up from there. Thank you.